it's me, Lisa from Home Today. Today's project is going to be a ladder that I'm going to be making for my throw blankets. What I'm going to be using is 2x4 8-footer. I have 2 of them. And then I'm going to be using 2.5 inch of wood screws, pen or pencil, your choice for the mark. I'm going to be using measuring tape, a flat ruler, a 3-side ruler, your choice. I have wood stain and wood glue, and also I'm going to be using 1/4 inch of wood dial. I'm going to be using a miner saw because I have one, but you can also use a skill saw or a hand saw, but that's just going to be a little bit more work cutting the wood. So let's get started. Okay, so make sure you wear your safety glasses, always be safe, your gloves. So let's get started on the marking. So I'm going to go down to the edge. Make sure you go on the edge so when you get to your 6 foot. Right here, you're going to go over a little bit over your past your 6 foot. Mark, stop it. Here's your 6 foot right here. So you're going to mark. And if you have the flat ruler, you're going to have to go to the edge again. You're going to mark. Make sure you know where your line is at. When you mark your line, mark. And then you're going to mark again. I'm doing this at my own risk, so I just want to let y'all know, y'all do it, your safety, your own risk. Don't want you to say, this is how I did it. This is how I know how to use my saw. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna hold it tight and make sure you never put your hands near the blade. Always away from the blade. So I'm gonna go to my line where I marked it at. Okay. So now I'm gonna move away because don't ever start the blade on when you're near the board. Always away. Mine's have a little safety lock right here that I need to press before I get started. So here we go. Make sure it stops. Then you can move your stuff. Okay, so now we're going to get started on the next one. Right back. Let me clean it up real quick. Okay, so now we're gonna cut the dial. I want 4 pieces out of this. So one I already cut one already of an 18-inch. So now I'm gonna do the next 18-inch. So again, start at the end, go a little over 18. gonna mark. And remember, always go a little over your mark, not too much on it. Bring it back. Remember, always wait till it stops the bleeding. Always safety cut. I'm not going to use my measuring tape. I'm going to use my ruler so y'all can know that this could be done with a ruler. So let's get started. And I'm going to measure my wood. So my wood is marking at 3.5 wide. So I'm going to divide it by 2. So it's going to be 1 3/4. So I'm going to mark. And I'm going to go down every 9 inches or so. Gonna line the marks. Okay, so we'll be right back with that. So remember, the markings that you did on here, make sure that you put it on the second 2x4. So now what I'm going to do is measure for my wood dials so I can find the center of where I'm going to be putting my wood dials on. So now I'm going to measure this. It's 18 inches, I'm sorry. 18 inches. And then once from the 18 inches, you're going to go 12 inches. So remember, you could use the flat ruler as well. 12 inches. Then you're going to go 12 inches, mark it to the 6 to make it 18 inches. And then from there, you're going to go every 12 inches. That one. Some people like it a little bit higher, some people like it far apart. It depends however you like it. I want it like this, every 12 inches. Okay, so sorry I forgot to mention that you do need a drill. You're going to need a 1/8 drill bit and then a Phillips head screws to put in the wood screws. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill each holes where we mark for the centerpieces, because you do not want to crack the wood. It's going to end up splitting, sorry. So let's get started. So we make sure, please guys, safety first. I have my goggles on, my gloves on, and when you drill the hole, make sure it split the wood. So make sure it's right on the center. Straight. Sorry, straight. right, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the second one, okay? So I'll be back. You are gonna be doing some sanding. My 2x4 was very dirty and just had a lot of stains on it. So I am gonna be sanding it down. I'm going to be using a 220 grit sandpaper with my palm sander. They do also have a 220 sponge that you could do it yourself, but I would recommend you really look at your boards before you really look at your boards so you can see if they are really good and not ugly and dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding down. Make sure you have all your safety gears on, guys. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out and I'll be right back on the... Okay, so far what I've done was already drill the holes, sand it, and what I want to do next is go ahead and do a 15-degree cut so my 2x4 won't fall or tilt over again. That's going to be against my wall. So what I'm going to show y'all is how to do it by hand with a handsaw, or so I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to do my 15-degree cut to the corner. And so it could be easy to cut, or saw. So remember guys, always be safe when you use any kind of tools, handsaw, drill saw, anything that you're going to be using to cut your wood. Be safe. So now what I'm going to do, going to line it up to the corner, make sure it's right on the corner, so I can go ahead and give it the 15 degrees. Mine is already set up. I don't know if I mentioned that, but my miter saw is already set up to the 15 degrees. Cut. So remember, keep your hands away from the blade. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time just to double check. It is there. Right where I want it. Remember, safety guys, make sure you have everything safety gears on. Make sure it stops before you move your wood out the way. Okay, so I'll be right back and I'm gonna do the second piece. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm already done cutting for the leg part. I'm going to be staining it out. This is the brand that I'm using, and it's going to be Kona, the color of it. So guys, when you stain, make sure you wear gloves, because once you stain, it does leave stain marks on your hand for a couple of days. Mine's lasted like 3 or 4 days, you know, so just make sure you wear your gloves and your safety goggles. Okay, and then this color is very dark color, so once I'm gonna mark stain my color, I'm gonna go back and wipe it down because I don't want to leave it a very strong dark color. So let's get started. See how dark it comes out? See, and I don't want that. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm gonna go back, take it off. Make sure I get into these little pieces right here that are deep in. Just, you know, dab it on there. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off, and then once it's done, I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So I'll be right back on this. I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like after I finish staining it. And I also stained the wood dial as well. Don't forget guys, I'm gonna remember that you already drilled the holes for the nails. Sorry, screw nails. Okay, so now when you drill the nails in here, screws in here, I'm sorry, make sure you go slowly. I'm not gonna screw it all the way in, just halfway. A little bit more. Okay, so you want it probably like this much out from it. And then when you use the wood glue, make sure that you don't use a lot of wood glue. It's very ugly. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of it and then I'll show you once it's done. So we'll be right back. Guys, so this is the project, my ladder. I am done with it. So please let me know what y'all think. Please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications on. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. And I will see y'all guys later. Thank you for watching.